now at step 3 and 4, which is evolve and phase. Now, this depends
Yes.
kung when nag-start yung company mo na mag mag operate again, okay? And then, of course, there is sustain, and that is our goal, to be able to sustain the company so that our company will not shut down,
Dissolve.
or not a
Will
lot
not
of
dissolve.
people will lose their jobs,
Yeah.
right? So this is the step framework. So let's go through the first step, which is survive. When we are in the survival mode, right? This happened nung simula ng ECQ, as in talagang, oh my God, everybody was panicking. Everybody was so scared. They didn't know kung ano yung nangyayari. Hindi nila alam if they're gonna be working from home. Hindi nila alam if they're just gonna be put on leave or paid leave, or kung uubusin lang yung vacation leave nila until the ECQ is done. So there was a lot of questions, and everybody was really panicking. So in the survival step, yan yung tanong natin, as like, what directions, what to do, right? How to do it? What are the results and impact that you want? Why is it important? Who will be the beneficiaries? What are our major moves? Who will lead this? Kasi iba na nga yung work environment, iba na yung structure. How will we communicate? Ano yung mga commitments and assurances natin to our employees and to our company? And what support do we need? So these are the questions. So guys, both on Facebook and on Kumu, we want to hear your experiences. Ano yung mga na-experience nyo nung nagsimula yung ating ECQ, diba? So, this is like really, really important to think about, because I want you guys to be able to identify which step your company is in right now, so that you can properly advocate, not only for your employees, but you as an employee advocate for yourself towards the leadership of your company, right? So simula nung nag-start yung ECQ, di ba, Maria, marami talagang employees, they were feeling lost, and also a lot of CEOs and upper management went on full panic mode. They really went on oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? What can we do? How can we move our operation?
Yeah, and one thing to also keep in mind with all these questions, last week I presented one simple sentence that would really sum this up. How do we live another day? How do we, yun yung iniisip eh. Kasi, of course, no business wants to close, right? Pero dahil this is a directive, this is not a suggestion from the government, this is a directive because we are in a health crisis. So lahat ng tao talagang ang isip is, how can I survive another day? How can we, how can we keep our doors open? How can we not shut down? How can we not lay off people? So lahat siya, if you really think about it, lahat ng aspects ng company talagang nagre-react ng ganyan. Not only the employees, syempre employer din. Kasi paano yun? So, saan kukunin yung pera? And it just happened, right? People were not given much notice to, sabi mo, raise cash, raise whatever. Walang ganun eh. Or to make adjustments with the collections and with the payables. So, ang daming mga bagay na, ang daming pieces that we had to really think of. And if you remember, Olivia, and I'm not sure with our mga kababayan at mga nanonood, naalala nyo ba the first day that we had the ECQ, actually Grab and Food Panda were off service. First day, they went off service kasi nga, hindi clear kung ano yung pwedeng mag-operate and anong hindi. And they were saying, remember na, essentials can operate. Pero kasi, Food Panda and Grab are not essentials. They are the tool for essentials, but they are not classified as essentials kasi they are transportation. So, di ba, yun yung parang, okay, sige, we're just going to follow the rule. And then the next day, bigla silang nag-adapt, I think, because the government made it clearer. But the first day was really, oh my God, full panic mode. And we have nurses that are walking 3 hours, remember? Mga doctors, kasi they cannot find, how do you call it? They cannot find public transportation. So,
everybody was.
Yeah. So
everybody was panicking.
Yes.
Walang masakyan.
Yeah, exactly. There's walang masakyan, and then you have, and then so you suddenly
in this
don't know.
In the survive step, right? Yes. So like So in the first step, like the survival step, everybody is really in panic mode kasi they are also waiting for directives from the government and they needed, some guidance. So in this situation, in what happened to us, 'di ba? Yung mismong government, hindi din alam yung nangyayari or yung kung ano yung ilalabas nila na directives, which only caused more panic to us entrepreneurs or to us business owners because we also didn't know what are the parameters as to what we can operate on, right? So tayo una, nag, dito tayo mabilis nakakuha ng solution when we are in survival mode. As you know, Cotter is really, really, if you guys know, one of my favorite authors in leadership is Cotter. And he said that when we are in survival mode, this is the best time when we actually come up with solutions.
Creative,
This is why
yes, we become creative.
brainstorming sessions really, really work when there's pressure. And that's why a lot of people, when there's pressure on them, oh my God, all of a sudden, all of the great ideas come out right away. But there is a caveat to this because you can exhaust and burn out your people if you stay in the survive mode. So survive mode is good for people who is equipped, you know, for it, or for companies who are equipped for it. But you cannot stay in that position for too long. You need to move to the next step. All right? Because when you stay in the survive mode for too long, you can burn out people. You can burn out your organization. So actually, there's a good example of this wherein people went on survival mode but did not evolve to the next step. And now a lot of their employees are what? They're distressed. So we see this sa mga BPOs here in the Philippines na nag-survive mode sila because walang contingencies the company. You see them, you see the post on Facebook wherein people are sleeping on the sidewalk because they weren't able to provide their employees with transportation because transportation was canceled, right? It was stopped. There was no Grab, there was no jeepney. Pero the company still wanted them to work. They had to work, right? So see this, there's a lot of confusion in the survival mode, but they had what? They had to still service their clientele. Kasi most of the BPOs, their clientele are abroad. So Maria, did you see this in amongst your clients actually, or like the other companies that you kind of like observe here in the Philippines?
So I think this affected everybody, not just in the Philippines but all over the world. Because everybody went into panic. You have the BPO sleeping on the street, and then you have in the US, diba, they converted the nursing home into a COVID patient inpatient centers. So para they're just doing what they can, I guess, and they're like um you see that part na yung pag nagpa-panic, yes, there are creative ideas, but there are also very, very crazy ideas that come out. And sometimes not all crazy ideas are good.
Yes,
Right?
that's very true. That is very true. So let's go now to the thrive. All right. So like I said, you don't want to stay in the survival mode or survival step for too long, right? So we want to actually activate the thrive step. So I'm gonna flash this to you guys for people on Kumu or Facebook. It's already there. So so thrive is like when you address people's evolving concerns and anxieties, right? You encourage people with mentoring, coaching, advising, celebrate small wins, and discuss accomplishments. You secure the buy-in for your expanded actions and adopt evolving situation-based protocols, right? So this is actually when you start figuring out, oh, we need some organization or some
Structure.
sanity
Yeah, structure.
amidst all the chaos, right? So during Thrive is when slowly we try to figure things out. All right?
Yeah. And
Slowly.
a good example of this is actually the one thing that I really admire are the churches. Kasi remember, the ECQ happened just about Palm Sunday. Papunta pa lang tayo ng Palm Sunday, right? But in the
Mhm.
Philippines, especially among Catholics, Palm Sunday is a big deal. And then you see not only the churches, pero even our DOH, di ba may app ang DOH, the Viber group, people are really, really producing tutorials on how to create their own farm. And then, para lang, we continue that part.
Yes.
Kasi remember, it affects everybody, all organizations, including religion. Kasi that's our spiritual health. So, nakita natin ang mga pare, ang mga simbahan, they're really teaching people na please stay home, okay? We will celebrate Palm Sunday, but in a more different way this time. But we are upholding the spirit of that Palm Sunday. So that's one, I think that's ang galing. For me, this is really, really very powerful. Kasi in some countries where Catholicism is evident, like let's say Haiti or some countries in Latin America, actually the church was against ECQ in the beginning. Right? Pero dito sa Pilipinas, ang talagang bilib na bilib ako when we realized the significance of this COVID, everybody was on board. People, siguro sabihin mo, not everybody is on board on the how, but everybody was on board that this is something serious. This is not fake news. This is not, ano yun, the threat is real. So yung part na yun, I feel na that is really a symbol of how Filipinos can unite together when we need to. So I think napakagaling nun. Olivia? I think we were, yeah.
Yes.
Olivia, are you there with us?
Maria, are you
Yes,
there?
yes,
Are you there?
yes. Earlier, medyo
We're
nag-talk.
cutting off a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay, there, much better. Yes. I think it's much better
Yes,
now?
yes.
Okay. So yes. So like yes, on the thrive, on the thrive stage actually, dito tayo yung nag-celebrate ng small wins. So a good example of this is like Angkas, right? The Angkas. Because remember, Angkas is a ride-sharing app wherein people need to ride together, diba? At tapos bawal. So anong nigawa nila? What they did was, are you guys there? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes,
Yeah?
yes.
All right. So what they did was they pivoted, they tweaked their services. So what happened was they started, you know, delivering food to other people. But when they did that, actually they put out a disclaimer: Hey, we're not experts at this. Okay, but we just want to be of service to you guys, and we want to make sure that our riders have jobs. So please be patient with us. So this way, they were able to address their customers or their clients' anxieties, right, and concerns, but also their riders' concerns. Because of course, everybody's afraid that they will lose their job. Thanks, Link. So another good example of this, because in the startup community, a lot of the startup companies actually really do help each other out, and we're very very supportive of each other. So like there's this one startup. It's called hold on, something Genie. I forget. It's a subscription box, right? Style Genie has a subscription box for clothes. So when the ECQ happened, really, I mean, who would really go for clothes subscription, right? So what they did, and because they knew that people needed groceries delivered to them, because it's very very hard to go ahead and go get groceries nowadays, especially if you don't have a car. They pivoted, they tweaked their service, and now they have Grocery Genie, right? So it's kind of like Metro Mart and everything. Now now their business is thriving, but they are also in that stage wherein they are still tweaking a lot of things. They're still figuring out different things. They're still looking for suppliers. So they are still in the thrive step. So from the panic mode we're in, oh my goodness, walang bibili ng damit ngayon. Who would order like subscription boxes of like clothes right now, right? But now they pivoted now, and they are in the thrive stage wherein they are now providing groceries to a lot of the Filipinos, right? So they are in that stage wherein they address their concerns and also their clientele's concerns, and now they are what? They are celebrating their small wins, and they're discussing their accomplishments within the community. Now they are in that stage wherein maybe they are trying to secure buy-ins for expanded action. They're getting their suppliers for different kinds of, foods and beverages. Now they are adapting to the evolving situations. They're adapting their protocols to that, right? So this is actually also kung saan tayo kailangan mag-mentor. So yung mga tao na hindi techie na yon sa stage ng thrive, kailangan turuan. Dito ngayon yung mga e-trainings magka-come in because not a lot of people are actually technologically
Techie,
savvy. Right? So, Maria, take it away with this one about coaching and advising.
So, one thing though with all this, I think that e-training is good. But the one thing na nakikita natin evident across the whole world is the need for mental health awareness, mental health coaching din. Kasi
Support.
yes, mental health support. So all actually ito yung talagang believe na believe ako even